Hey guys, I know I look completely fabulous right now. It's like, I don't know, 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock or something like that. So I've been working all day and I just got Isabella to bed and everything, so I'm about to get ready to go to bed. But I know that I needed to upload this video for you guys, basically going through my last pregnancy, because this pregnancy is going to be, different, I think. So, I just wanted to go through this because I might have to have certain, I don't know how to put it, just certain precautions, I guess you could call it, to help this not happen again. So I have notes right here, that's why I keep looking down. Okay, so when I was 18 weeks, I don't know exactly how many days, I went for my anatomy scan and I was diagnosed with placenta previa. Placenta previa, if you don't know, it's basically where your placenta, which is what gives the baby oxygen and everything and nutrients, is over your cervix. Your cervix is what the baby comes out of, like to go into your vagina so you can birth the baby. And you can bleed sometimes whenever you have placenta previa, because as your uterus grows, your placenta, okay, it'll be laying like this. As your uterus grows, your placenta can move sometimes, and that makes it bleed. So, basically, whenever I was 18 weeks, they told me you can bleed. If you bleed to a flow like a regular period, then go to the hospital. And I was like, okay, that can't be that bad, whatever. So, I mean, they put me on pelvic rest. I couldn't fly. I mean, just things. And, I abided by all of them. So, I was 24 weeks, 6 days, and, okay, I'd been having, Braxton Hicks a lot, and my doctor told me that if I had more than 2 in an hour, that I needed to go sit down or lay down or whatever. So I was helping my brother clean up the kitchen, and I'm not going to go into great detail about this because I'm trying to make it quick because it's a long story. But, basically I had 3 Braxton Hicks and I was like, oh, well, I need to go lay down. So I went to go use the bathroom really quick before I went to go lay down. And I was sitting on the toilet, and I know this is TMI, but I was sitting on the toilet. I wasn't pushing or anything. I was just waiting to pee. And I started, like, gushing blood. I didn't know it was blood. At first I thought my water had broke, because that's what it felt like. I mean, I'd never felt my water break before, but that's what I would imagine it felt like. It was a big gush. Like, I felt a pop and a gush. So I stand up and there's like blood everywhere, and we call 911 and I go to the hospital. And they started prepping me for C-section. I ended up stopping bleeding. I don't know how, but I did. So I got my first round of Celestone, which is steroid shots that help the baby's heart and lungs develop. You have to get 2 rounds, so you have to get them 24 hours apart. I got my first round at 24 weeks, 6 days, my second round at 25 weeks exactly. So that time I was in the hospital for 4 days. So I got out whenever I was 25 weeks, 3 days, because I started bleeding at 24 weeks, 6 days. I was home for 1 week, and I started bleeding again. So, I started bleeding again at 26 weeks, 3 days. I went to the hospital. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks that time. I got out of the hospital when I was 28 weeks, 3 days. I was home for 4 days. So, I was home. I started bleeding again. So, I went back to the hospital. I was 29 weeks exactly. Whenever you go to the hospital, they put the 2 monitors on your belly. One to monitor the baby's heart rate and one to monitor contractions. Well, about 5 minutes after they had put me on the monitors, a nurse came in with a shot, and she was like, you're contracting every 2 minutes. So we're going to have to check your cervix and give you this shot called terbutaline to stop the contractions. So she checked my cervix, and I was half a centimeter. Let me check. One centimeter and 30%? No. Yeah. I was 1 centimeter and 30% effaced. Sorry, guys. But, I was 1 centimeter and 30% effaced. I was in the hospital for a week that time. And I was getting the terbutaline shots. They're little bitty shots, but they sting and they make you feel like you're on speed or something. And I was getting basically 3 of those every 20 minutes. And I got put on a medicine called Procardia. It's actually a heart, like, blood pressure medicine, but it also helps stop contractions. So I was on 2 pills every 6 hours for that. I got out when I was 30 weeks exactly. I was home for 3 days. I started bleeding and having more contractions when I was 30 weeks, 3 days. I went to the hospital. I was only in the hospital overnight. I went home. I was home for a week and 2 days. I actually had my baby shower after I'd been home for a week and a day. So I had my baby shower, and this whole time, ever since 24 weeks, 6 days, I'm on bed rest, complete bed rest. A lot of the time I had a catheter and I had to use a bedpan, but sometimes I was able to get up and use the bathroom. So my baby shower, all I could do was sit there or lay on the couch. I wasn't able to get up and play games or anything. So the day after my baby shower, at this point I had my regular OB, Dr. Oduro, that I've told you guys about. And I had my high-risk doctor. My high-risk doctor, they have really advanced ultrasound machines, so they would never check me. They would just check my cervix with an ultrasound. So I had scheduled both of my doctor's appointments for the day after my baby shower, just so I could go and get it all done all in one day. So I went and I went to Dr. Oduro first. He said everything looks fine. You know, he gave me a prescription for terbutaline pills, so I didn't have to go to the hospital to get shots every day. And then we went to Chick-fil-A, and then we went to my high-risk doctor, and the doctor said that my cervix looked a lot more dilated than it was last time, and a lot shorter. So she actually checked me. I progressed to 3 centimeters, 80% effaced, and she was transverse, meaning she was sideways, and her cord was presenting, meaning her cord was in front of her. So if my water broke, her cord would come out first, and it would have kinked, and she wouldn't have gotten any oxygen or anything. So they admitted me to the hospital. I was 31 weeks, 6 days, and they started me on magnesium because I was contracting a lot, like a lot. So they started me on magnesium. They gave me my first round, technically it's my 3rd round, but it's my first round lately, I guess you could say, of Celestone steroid shots. So I get my first round of steroid shots when I was 31 weeks, 6 days. I got taken off of magnesium when I was 32 weeks exactly. I was on magnesium for 24 hours. It sucked ass. I mean, excuse my French, but it sucked. It was horrible. And I got my 2nd round of the Celestone at 32 weeks exactly. Isabella's heart rate started dropping with contractions. Then it started dropping without contractions. Then it got to where it wouldn't come back up after it dropped. I had it's called multiple variable D cells. That was the diagnosis as to why I got my emergency C-section. But basically her heart rate, their heart rates are supposed to be like 145. That's a healthy heart rate. Her heart rate was at 30 when she was born. So, I had her at 32 weeks, 4 days. She was 3 pounds, 9 ounces, born Monday, July 23rd, 2012. Her due date was Thursday, September 13th, 2012. She was born into all of her beauty and glory. She was wonderful. She was just small, that's all. She was able to eat on her own, able to breathe on her own. She just couldn't maintain her body temperature. As soon as she was able to maintain her body temperature, she came home. She came home when she was 18 days old. So, yeah, that's what I was trying to talk about, because I might have to get shots to stop me from going into labor early this time. And, in my 5-week pregnancy vlog, I had said that Dr. Aduro said something about this on my appointment today, and he had asked me if I had bled. He was like, "Have you had any bleeding, Miss Turner?" He's used to calling me Miss Four, so every time he calls me Miss Turner, it's weird. But yeah. So that's that. I'm glad I got it done and up for you guys. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know and I'll answer them. I mean, I didn't go into very much detail, but I can answer it for you. Okay, bye guys.